But more locally, turning back the very much the top story in our region here, and this was coming to us this evening from our Ticonderoga correspondent, and she's done a great job so far. Um, that is this upcoming meeting, which is May 14th, is the public meeting at 6 p.m. But this is a proposal to install a lithium battery storage unit in Ticonderoga. So anyone down in Thai would want to pay attention to this story because it is very much of concern for anyone. It could concern the whole region really because of the environmental impact of this, which seems ironic and unexpected for something that's supposedly good for the environment. But this is one of those so-called alternative energy sources or whatever nonsense that you come up with here. And forgive my impartiality on that, but it really just does not look good because the pro side that's being argued, and this largely came through the Sun Community News, was that it would provide some level of coverage or provide energy sustainability, which they love to dress it up in this pretty language, when usage is, I guess, outpaces when the demand outpaces the supply, something like that. But the challenge would be, by the sounds of it, more on the maintenance side of that spectrum, if you will. So, what happens if the electricity through those units goes out, and because it is such a hot burning, it's highly flammable. So, what happens if there's a fire? If there's a fire, how does the local fire department deal with it? It's highly explosive, and so Jim O'Brien, who is the town of Ticonderoga supervisor, is saying that it is absolutely imperative. This was the language used, that the community, that the Ticonderoga residents, come to this meeting and hear and raise questions and get involved in the process to basically weigh the positives and negatives of this proposal. Because if there's no interest, it will just sort of get passed through and pushed through with no concern, and then you're left to deal with the consequences afterwards. So the location right now would be behind the Lord Howe Estates, which is right by the hospital by the looks of it. So the key concern area would be for the residents around the Hague Road on Route 8 there, that's State Route 8, high school, anywhere on the Lord Howe Estate around that area. This is particularly of concern to you. So there was a similar fire and explosion that took place in a similar facility with these storage units. This is a BESS, a storage unit, a battery energy storage systems unit that a similar incident took place down on Long Island on Moss Landing. That the explosion and the fire lasted 2 days on a 4-year-old system. So it's a fairly new system. And they had to evacuate over 1,200 people in that fire, about 1,250 people that they had to evacuate. And you're talking within about a 3-mile radius, so about 2 3/4 of a mile, that you had to evacuate for a major fire like that. Not to mention, if there's a smaller fire, they're required to evacuate up to a mile, and that's because of the environmental damages and the impacts that have because of the fumes those whatever that lithium is giving off, and possible health effects that that could be. So if you're talking by the hospital, that would be close to the nursing home. Elderwood would be right in that vicinity as well. So, what O'Brien is asking is, of course, the big question. I would say is he says that either is there a different spot in Ticonderoga, or that it might not be the best, that it might not be the right technology for Ticonderoga at all. Now, personally, I would lean more towards the latter, that it's probably not worth Ticonderoga's time at all, because none of these solutions for renewable energy have done their job for Ticonderoga. None of the energy that's gained through the solar panels, which is what this would tie into, this project would connect to that, or to those panels. The solar panels themselves do not generate electricity for Ticonderoga in this region. I'll tell you that right now. I can tell you who benefits. It's usually probably New York City, somewhere like that. Outside, it goes outside the area, is the main point there. So the local population does not get the energy from it. And not to mention that all of that land that those solar panels sit on are unusable to anyone that has, you know, had solar panels on their land. There might be an upfront benefit financially to, um, once you have them installed, or if that company or whatever that installs them has leased that land or whatever. But with the amount of upkeep on those panels, for the amount of panels, the land it takes up, the ugliness, for the eyesore that it is, and I cannot believe that the Adirondack Park Agency has allowed that to go through, for as much as they're concerned about the environment. And of course, again, the hypocrisy there is absolutely ridiculous as well. So any chance I can get to bash the Adirondack Park Agency, I will, because they're absolutely ridiculous, and we should abolish them as well. So I will happily run that campaign as well. So I would encourage anyone to go to this camp. I will likely go to this meeting as well on May 14th at 6 p.m. That is in the Ticonderoga Community Building in down, I guess that's down by the college, is where I was told that is. So that is definitely, I encourage I encourage you to go to that meeting. And that is something that, again, Tesla is backing that project. So anything we can do to keep them out of here is for the better.